Greetings and welcome to our old... I was trying to lock in, but you fucked it up, Bill.
No, I didn't.
Our part 3 of 1995. No, we rolling with this. See, I leave this in every time where you just interrupt me when I'm doing my introductions. I'm your host, Jason. With me is Tim. He's up top.
And I'm laughing my ass off. Here we go.
Right below me is Joe.
I need to interrupt you here for a moment because I'm trying to be like Bill when I grow up.
And at the very bottom where he belongs again, Bill. You started at the top during the beginning of part 1, and you just dropped to the bottom.
And now you started at the top, now you're here.
Man, it's a slippery slope.
Usually I start from the bottom and work my way up. Obviously, that didn't happen.
No, you was up there for a little bit. But...
You know, got to improvise.
I don't know.
Vamp, or at least ad-lib.
Yep. So this is our 1995 part 3. We got to come up with a better way to show these off here, but this is our current rankings. Wesley Willis has a bye. Rancid has a 3-way bye.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Radiohead lost a bye.
Radiohead lost a bye. Foo Fighters got completely...
No Use for Name lost a bye.
Yep.
Foo Fighters ain't even in this shit anymore.
Yeah. It lost it all.
Ozzy's too high. Everclear's still fucking number 1.
Ozzy's too high?
Yes.
Are you sober right now?
Was Ozzy ever sober?
Yes.
At the bottom.
Barbara Walters interview. So good.
All right, who wants to kick this off?
It's almost as good as James Brown's after he got arrested for having the police chase him through 3 states. And he gets on CNN, and they're like, James Brown, how do you feel today? And he looks straight into the camera and goes, I feel good.
Let us know down below if you actually watch part 3 of our Trey, we know you watch. Leave us a comment down below.
Everybody's watching part 3 because this is where the magic happens.
Well,
this is what actually part 2. Say this is the only one that actually matters.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's watching part 3.
Did you watch part 1 and 2? That's the real question.
Yeah. So who wants to go first?
Well, you tell us.
Oh, I get the dot? Okay. Let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna say Tim goes first because I don't trust Joe. He's probably got something that I've got, and I don't want to talk right now. So I'm gonna go with Tim.
Well, what am I talking about?
You talking about Downs, NOLA?
Well, what to say about this album? Okay, so this is their debut album. This is their only album. This is their only release of the decade. It's a super group. The album title is NOLA because they all grew up together in New Orleans, and every member of this band ended up joining a band that actually found some success. So you've got Jimmy Bower from I Hate God and Crowbar. You got Kirk Winstein and Todd Strange from Crowbar. You've got Pepper Keenan from Corrosion of Conformity. And who's singing on this record? Well, that'd be Phil Anselmo from Pantera. Pantera, of course, 1994 were debuting at number 1 on the album charts. We also talked about some Corrosion of Conformity in 94. And in 95, all these guys who were in bands that were charting, turns out they all grew up together and just wanted to write just this is like their jams when they get together for Christmas, where they got 2 weeks off.
Pause.
And the whole concept of it is just awesome to begin with. And if anybody was in New Orleans in the 1990s, you know exactly what that city was like, and you could feel it all over this album. And, I can't wait to do the Down discography. The time hasn't been right, so my first time talking about Down on this channel, this album, NOLA, 1995, their debut album, is a top 5 heavy metal album of all time and deserves to be listened to by everybody, and anybody who considers themselves a fan of any sort of heavy music whatsoever should own this album.
I think Joe Silva, I think Joe S gave it on the list.
Dude, this album is so good. It's ZZ Top meets 1990s heavy metal. Like, these guys were all into just Sabbath, and every song is about killing yourself or smoking weed. It's like such a dark and depressing album that just fills you full of like joy and happiness. And of course, Stone the Crow was a minor hit. Like, there people know Stone the Crow. Man, this is one of my favorite albums of all time. This is I have the vinyl. I actually have a first pressing that I got at Bleecker Bob's in New York City when that was still a store. That was like a major find for me. Yeah, most of the album was written by Phil Anselmo or Pepper Keenan. And yeah, I mean, it's up there with like the first Sabbath album, Screaming for Vengeance, Master of Puppets. Like, Bury Me in Smoke, Eyes of the South, Underneath Everything, Rehab is so good. The thing, like, I was listening to this in 95. I lived on the Gulf Coast in 95, so I was fully aware of Pantera and Corrosion of Conformity and Crowbar and I Hate God. And so, yeah, I was immediately drawn to this album. And it's got just like a nice southern groove. Like, you can hear the Skynyrd throughout all of this. You can hear the Nazareth. You can hear the Sabbath. But you can also hear a lot of early Doom, like Trouble, Witchfinder General, and Pentagram. And then, yeah, like, the thing that always impressed me most about this album, other than it sonically sounding perfect, every song just being an absolute, like, I'm running a fist through the wall banger. But Phil sings. At this point, everybody knew who Pantera was. And if you've listened to those Pantera albums, you know that Phil could scream his ass off. This was the first one I heard where he was really like hitting some really good melodies, notes, showing real range. The lyrics are super deep. To this day, Lifer gets dedicated to Dimebag Darrell and Vinnie Paul anytime they play it. Because if you're a Lifer, you know. I cannot say enough good things about this album. I stop this video right now, run out, turn it up to 12, and just destroy whatever room you're in. Because you will. It's that good.
Now I'm fucking curious. That's some high praise.
That's right.
Does it?
Well, then
break
put
the
it
Wesley
straight to
Willis
number
rule?
one. This is the album of the year.
Holy
Possibly the decade. We'll see. But it is. It's a top 5 heavy metal album of all time.
It's going to number
Wesley
one. Huh?
Willis.
Wesley Willis.
Yeah,
is
it's going
moving
straight
down.
to number one.
Wesley Willis who?
Bias is knocking it out. Getting knocked out, huh?
Okay.
Again, New Orleans in the 1990s.
Was not in New Orleans in the 1990s.
No, pre-Katrina Nola was different. It hit different.
It was
I was
different,
there.
and it's captured on this album that I still feel every time I hear it. I feel so many emotions every time I hear this album.
Okay.
It's immaculate.
All right, Bill. How do you follow that shit up?
That's
Well,
right.
you borderline messed up your dots here, because I think my next one you're going to talk about. Yes, you are.
How do you follow this up?
Some melancholy and
Son
infinite
of a
sadness,
bitch.
man. Holy shit. I mean, let's just ignore the singles, right? I mean, ignore the singles, one of which is one of my favorite songs of all time, by the way.
I like
is
the riff in
what?
Zero.
Which is what?
Bullet.
Ah, no, that's not even the best single.
Zero.
I like 1979 would be my pick for the best
1979,
one.
man.
I like Bullet more than both of those. But here's the like Bullet. I just love how it starts soft,
The
and
world is a vampire.
and you just like, and then you just get jacked during the chorus like that. I don't care. Fucking love that shift.
I got it on vinyl.
I mean, ignoring it. I mean, let's see. Let's ignore the singles here. So let's see. I mean, to forgive. I mean, great song. Bodies 33. Hell yeah. XYU. Crime. Like, dude, this is one of my favorite albums of all time. Like, I don't think there's a song on this entire listing that I don't like whatsoever. Hell, I like every song on this listing.
That's what I mean. I said it when we talked about Stadium Arcadium about double disc. Like they need to see Smash the Pumpkins because this is the best double disc record of the '90s.
I mean, do you count Load Reload?
Even if I counted them, this is still better.
This is still better. Load's good. Don't get me wrong, Tim. Load is good. Load is going to make an appearance here, but like,
I mean, Reload's good too.
calm down.
It takes a little longer, but it's good. There's some good stuff on there.
Good stuff doesn't mean
about as much good stuff as there is on Load.
This is a masterpiece of a record. It's the Pumpkins' magnum opus. It's the best thing they've ever done.
Use Your Illusions 1 and 2?
No. No. Doesn't come close. Through the Eyes of Ruby. We only come out at night. No, it doesn't touch it.
No, it
doesn't touch it.
I mean, so, all right, kind of what I mentioned in the other one, right? I went to a concert. I saw Green Day, Rancid, Linda Linda's, and Smashing Pumpkins. Smashing Pumpkins live in 2024? Got Billy Corgan, Voice of the Generation?
No, only Billy Corgan thinks Billy Corgan was the voice of a generation.
As much as he'd like to push that.
Yeah, he's the only one that thinks he was the voice of our generation. Yeah. He wasn't the voice of our generation.
Anyways, as I was going to mention, if you go and watch Smashing Pumpkins in concert, not at all how they sounded on these albums. Not even close.
Well, because they're touring with what, like 4 guitar players now?
Yeah, actually, yeah. It's like 4 guitar players, 2 bass players, 3 backup singers, and then 1 percussionist.
That sounds easy to manage.
Like honestly, I mean, go watch our ODD and drum. Like, I'll tell you exactly what I think about watching them. Like, it was the biggest fucking joke.
Well, that's Pumpkins in 2024, man. This is like Darcy Pumpkins.
This is like 1995. This is 29 years
Darcy
ago.
makes all the
Darcy
difference.
makes all the difference. I'm telling you. Bring back Darcy. Watch the Pumpkins. They'll do some good shit again.
No, they won't, because Billy won't be able to contain himself then.
Billy can't.
He'll go off the deep end.
Yeah.
That Billy actually can't carry a tune in a bucket.
I've already talked about this record. Go check out our Pumpkins review.
You did. I didn't though, because I wasn't there for it.
So you keep going then.
I fucking shout out Kiki Wong. She's one of those 4 guitar players. She shreds.
I mean, shit. I say go to singles. Fuck it. Let's talk about the singles. Fucking tonight, 1979.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, if you're anyone in high school or college, you're a football player and you want to just get jacked to a song, play Bullet with Butterfly Wings. Right? That was always on my playlist pregame. You can't go wrong with it. Like, it's going to get your blood going and you're going to run through brick walls.
See, I was more of a Jelly Belly, Bodies.
But no, this is a phenomenal record.
Lily. It's a gorgeous record. It's a gorgeous piece of music. It's a full record.
Well, I don't know about you guys, because I don't have this on my list. which tells me that I like the Foo Fighters more. So I'm really curious to see where you guys are putting it in comparison to the Foo Fighters album.
Well, considering I don't have the Foo Fighters on my list, obviously I like this one more than the Foo Fighters.
Considering I said at the beginning of this, it might have been off camera before we were recording, I said there's one thing that was going to piss Tim off. It's going to be, you just called it.
These are my, this was an honorable mention for mine till I saw them, like somebody had it on their list. So I was like, all right, well.
I'm putting it. It's better than.
I'm just going to say that people born in 1979 were 16, and so it's total pandering.
Well, I was 15, so.
Total pandering.
I don't give a shit.
It's a good song. I was born later than that.
This thing is it's a beautiful piece of music. There's so much good shit on here. It encapsulates everything. That's
better
Sonic
Big Me. Better than Big Me.
Yes, it's better than Big Me.
I'll
Come on.
Alone and Easy Target.
XYU fucking trumps that shit hands down. It's not better than Sonic Youth's Washing Machine though, which is the same vibe, just done better.
Better, sure. Okay.
Just done better and more concise.
There's just too many songs on there that weren't. Like there were too many Smashing Pumpkin songs. It was like
I think that there's not a skippable song on Melancholy. I think it's one of the best double disc records, like all the way through.
Go back and watch those episodes.
Yeah, I'll stand by. I don't think there's any fluff on this record. It needed to be a double disc. It needed to be a triple disc because the Aeroplane Flies High is just as fucking good. Like all the B-sides of this, they could have made it a triple disc and it still would have been fucking.
So this was not a Stadium Arcadium. Not even close.
I mean, Stadium Arcadium is a pretty good double disc,
and I'd go with all three of those.
But it's a triple disc.
Well, but so would this be with the Airplane Flies High, right?
Yeah, but you would skip some. I would skip songs on Stadium.
I'd skip a few here and there. But I think Stadium has more good stuff than bad.
Yeah, I'd say the better stuff on Stadium is better than anything on here.
No, you're just a Billy hater.
I am a Billy hater. I'll admit that. I do like two songs, and yeah, the riff in Zero I've always liked.
So,
that's a cool song.
Yeah,
I get to rank
it. It doesn't make my grinder, but it's still a phenomenal record for 1995.
So let's see here. Melancholy. Better than Shaggy. Better than No Doubt. Better than White Zombie. Better than Shania Twain. God bless the Iron Lung, but it's better than that.
Radiohead's out.
Mm-hmm. It's better than Perry Mason. This might be controversial. It's better than Rancid.
Damn.
Oh, Ruby Soho.
Rancid 2024 is better than Smashing Pumpkins 2024, just to clarify.
I'll give you that.
Well, we're looking at 1995. Smashing Pumpkins Melancholy is better than Rancid Here Come the Wolves, in my opinion.
I was listening to both of these, and it's two different vibes, but I'd have to go with Rancid. But I respect it. I ain't gonna hate on it. I mean, it's out of these four. Oops. I don't know down, and I'm biased for Wesley, but out of these two, Melancholy is the superior record.
Definitely not.
All right, Joe, what you got next?
Let's find out. We got Rancid. We got Jawbreaker. Jawbreaker has been a normal customer here in the 90s for my list.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Let me stop you real quick because Bill sent us a screenshot earlier of the Linda's thank yous, and I believe they thanked Jawbreaker in that list. He only picked up on the Paramore, list, yeah. But Jawbreaker was there.
Jawbreaker was indeed present. It was.
Go on, Joe. Talk about some Dear You.
So Jawbreaker, Dear You, just an amazing album by Jawbreaker. Um, it's another one of these albums where you can listen to it from start to finish. I don't really find a bad song on here. We have highlights that everyone knows, like the Accident Prone or Save Your Generation.
I
There's
Love You
another
So
one.
Much
I
is
Love You So
killing
Much
us
Just Because
both.
Both. I was like, there's another one everyone knows. But God, I put this on. This is one of the last albums I listened to doing this, and I was like, God, I say one of the best for last. This is so good, just so
Oyster.
easy to listen to.
Oyster's fucking heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good record.
Stuttering May 4th.
This was in my top. This is my number 11.
Yeah, this thing's great. I mean, to me, it's just one of those albums that there's not a bad song on it. You can just listen to it all the way through. At no point you have to be like, oh, I've got to. This is getting samey, or I feel like I need to skip something, or it drags at the end. None of that.
I wonder if Trey listens to Jawbreaker. I think Trey would like Jawbreaker.
Possibly.
Everyone should like
Possibly.
Because I was picking up Replacement or Jawbreaker vibes listening to the Replacements.
Oh, so Jawbreaker. This is where things get fun.
I can't even look at your rankings. It hurts my head.
This is where things get real fun. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move Jawbreaker up to number 1.
Oh God! Oh God! No, God, no! It ain't that
sure
fucking
that?
good. Oh my God! You kicking No Use out the grinder for Jawbreaker? Oh my God!
Oh, I don't know if we could pull a mulligan here, Jason.
No. I don't know. It's still I hadn't Things is getting spicy now. Rance has been dropping a little bit here and there.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
has.
thing is, I know something I'm gonna do for sure.
Let me look real quick. No. Come on, no! No.
I'm doing something for
who's
sure,
next?
man.
No. Rancid's safe. Ain't no fucking way Coolio will get to it. Ain't no way Coolio's
We'll get to it.
gonna knock Rancid.
We'll get to it.
There ain't no
saying
goddamn way fucking Coolio beats.
I ain't saying nothing's beating nothing. The issue is, I want to switch something else maybe if something else is staying.
He's talking about a deep mulligan.
Yeah, no shit. Oh fuck. All right.
He's talking about
turn is
power move.
If you want to talk about mulligan, I can go ahead and pull mine.
Well, hold on.
We want to wait.
No, Joe, you were the last one that's gonna call a fucking mulligan. Here.
No shit.
I'm calling a mulligan.
Unless you're gonna shove Everclear out. You can shove Everclear out whenever you want, man. Like that's okay. That's okay.
Hey man, get off that album.
Shania
It's all right.
Twain is deep.
No, Everclear's better than Shania Twain.
We're
right.
going
That's
Insomniac?
okay.
We're going Insomniac. Fuck it.
All right. I love it.
All right. Green Day fans from Facebook, y'all know if y'all watched 1994, Dookie didn't make my grinder. Insomniac, number 1. That's it. That's all I got to say. Number 1. 28 minutes of fucking pure Ramones core pop punk goddamn perfection. That's all I got to say.
And if you remember, Dookie did make the grinder on my list, and this album is better than Dookie. So
You goddamn right it is. Dookie, nothing on Insomniac.
Yeah.
I mean, Adios Amigos. 1995, the Ramones.
Nothing on Insomniac.
So good.
1995 Ramones.
I'm with you on that one.
1995 Ramones versus Green Day 1995 Insomniac. No comparison. Armitage Shanks,
Correct.
Brat, fucking Geek Stink Breath. No. You can't. No. 28 minutes of fucking perfection. The fact that this came out a year after Dookie, at the time, their mainstream label album where they were like big promoting on MTV, they were in the midst of, they were fucking everywhere. The fact that this came out that fucking quick right afterwards, this is a straight fuck you to Gilman Street. It's fucking beautiful. I love this record. Number 1 Green Day album, period. It's making money. It's number 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. We in the same boat.
And if you remember, for those of you who were there when we did Green Day and it never saw the light of day, it's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Green Day, Dookie, it's a little overrated. American Idiot, it's a little overrated. Insomniac's where it's fucking at.
A little underrated?
It's a little underrated, yeah. It's a little underrated. More people need some fucking Insomniac in their life.
Yeah, go ahead and scooch on everything down just like that.
Gonna slide everything on down here. We ain't gonna waste time with this bullshit.
Actually, put that Rancid back up there and put the Everclear in the number 4 slot.
Oh, shit!
Even that triple buy came back.
Oh.
I really want to do mine.
Bill, it don't matter what the fuck you do now. This shit's locked now.
I know.
Your Insomniac there needs to go up on yours too.
Yeah, I know. It disappeared. I must have not. I moved it. I didn't copy it. Let's go ahead and fucking put it in there. It's getting a buy. It's locked.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Down's locked. It looks like Melancholy's locked too.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, Wesley
Green
Willis
Day
is
coming in with
locked.
the buy.
Green Day's got a buy locked.
Mm-hmm. Wesley
Jawbreaker's
Willis
locked.
in doesn't necessarily buy yet.
All right, Tim. Let's see what you got next. Now, mind you, we've already talked about this once, so you know.
Yeah, definitely go back and watch our video of Mr. Bungle's Disco Volante.
Look at that track
I'll say
list.
it again here. Easily the strangest album to ever come out on a major label. This album continues to challenge, to mystify, to inspire, to give nightmares. Like, this album's just insane.
Can confirm.
And I don't want to mention the darkness that now surrounds Mr. Bungle, but I think I gotta, because it's ODD and we're just gonna do it. But this is Theo's last album. Theo was just recently convicted of murdering his ex-wife. So I'm gonna listen to this album a little differently. He didn't contribute much. He was out of the band after this album pretty quickly. They haven't associated with him since. Just an incredible hour of art. It's
This is my least favorite, but I think you and Joe had it like number 1.
It's not my number 1. If you go back and watch those videos, 1999.
Bill, do you have a question? You raised your hand.
Yes, and it's a very legitimate question.
And it blocked my shit. Okay, what's your question?
Where's Sleep Part 1?
Sleep Part 1 was retroactively named. It's on their first album, which is
don't fuck with no Bungle
already.
Yes.
I don't.
Sleep Part 1 is slowly growing deaf.
It was a good question.
Yep.
No,
Sleep
that's it.
Part 1
I
is
felt like it was
slowly
a very
growing deaf.
legitimate question.
It was a legitimate. Yep.
All 3 songs were written by Trevor Dunn. He didn't realize they were a trilogy until parts 2 and 3 were written.
Okay. So, okay. Let's go for Bungle.
Oh my God! Joe raised his hand and it put him at the top of the list, and you just knocked Bill down by 3 spots. What's your question, Joe? What's your question?
Is there a Sleep Part 3?
Yes, it's on this album.
It's right here.
Can you read?
No, I cannot.
Sleep Part 3 is Phlegmatics, which is an interesting mix of death metal, bebop, jazz, and Edgar Allan Poe.
Perfect.
It is. It's an album that took me 6 months of consistently listening to finally understand. But once this album clicked, it has taken on a whole new life. And yeah, it's Mr. Bungle. We talked about it with Caius. All other albums are in the grinder, not on the grinder, but on the list.
The top 10, yeah.
This is the one that I got to go back to because all three, when we did the Bungle discography, all three of you guys were like familiar with it, whereas I only listened to it once.
And I am here to tell you, you cannot just listen to this album once.
Yeah. That's fair. Bill, you raised your hand again. Was that just to get to the top of the fucking board?
No, but thank you for letting me know that's how I can get on top. Actual question. So, okay. You have the track listing. What's up with the tracks being
Well, you're just going to have to listen to this you go listen to this record and you'll learn. Well, you'll learn about the bends, Joe.
Give me the cliff notes first.
Yes, this is all one song.
Yeah, it's a song in what is that? 10 movements.
Yes, it's
so it's different movements. Okay, see, that's the short answer.
And each movement has a name.
Yeah,
it's
that makes sense. That's.
A fun fact, Disco Volante was the name of the bad guy's yacht in the James Bond classic film Thunderball. Go back and watch that film and then listen to this album and then you'll understand the bends.
Not the Radiohead, the bends.
Yeah.
Right. Which is interesting, right? So we're going to talk about it again in 99. How Mr. Bungle's calling out other people who are releasing albums that year. And here's another track called The Bends.
So I'm going to go ahead and just move everything down and clear out the space number 4 because this thing's going to go.
I love that you did that. You already know what's going on, right?
Yeah, I already know it's going to be up there somewhere.
So you already know this has been my toughest choice of this episode of this year.
2 patents in one.
2 patents, but one's got to go. And so in the name of Operation Cock, I see you guys playing your games with Rancid. I see you guys playing your games with Green Day. So here's my move.
That's you, Jason.
Here's my move. I'm letting Jason pick.
Ooh.
Disco Volante or King for a Day?
God damn it. Fuck.
Well,
there is no wrong answer.
I can't do input.
I liked that Faith No More better than Disco Volante.
It is much more accessible, yes.
But I like Mr. Bungle's self-titled. But that's already in the grinder, so that's in. Wait, is Angel Dust in the? Angel Dust is in the grinder.
Angel Dust is in the grinder, and Faith No More has one more album coming out this decade as well.
My favorite Faith No More is not till next decade, so
2 decades.
No pressure.
That was 2014.
Was it?
Yeah, that was a long breakup.
I'm gonna say Faith No More.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Faith No More.
Sold?
Because I never went back to disco. I need to go back to disco, but I never went back to it. I don't like that game.
That's been my dilemma. Because before Operation Cock, those were both in.
Oh, what is my dilemma? Oh, look.
Ooh. I just listened to this one again the other day. So good.
This is a damn good one. This is a damn good one.
I mean, go back, check out our Alice in Chains.
I believe it was this was your number one, wasn't it?
This was my number one.
It wasn't my
for
number one.
Damn good reason.
Yeah.
Like, you want to talk about albums? I mean, it's been the theme this year for all of our.
You should have grabbed
albums.
the purple cover.
Yeah, I think this is the standard. I had the purple. I had the purple when I was.
Purple was the first pressing.
Yeah, that's the one I had on CD.
I mean, like there isn't a bad song on it.
Nope,
like, there just isn't.
Nope. It's a perfect fucking record.
I mean,
that's the problem with these top tens.
Fuck frogs, like
frogs.
Brush away, head creeps again. Like
again. Heaven beside you.
Grind. That's the opening track right there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so good. I mean, go check out our review. We laid it all out there then. I might have been I might sound harsh on it, but that's just because I had to pick something negative to say about it at the end of the day. Like, I had to be critical about something.
What was I critical about? I saw earlier today that Black Gives Way to Blue just jumped up 500% in sales on the streaming services.
Why?
I mean,
I didn't read why, but I did see it. People are still going back to that band.
The fact that this album exists and this is their last Stanley album is sad because it's so fucking good. This band had potential to just,
to be one of the greatest. Yeah. And we'll talk about them again in maybe even next year. We will talk about them again.
Yeah, I mean, the 90s is Alice in Chains.
You know, I'm gonna put this guy. Oh gosh, it's above Radiohead, no questions asked.
It's fucking better than an Ozzy too.
I mean, I'd have to agree with that.
Well,
too,
I haven't finished yet. God damn.
Okay, keep us in suspense. We're just giving our opinions.
Put it in there right away. God, I mean, it's better than Ozzy. It's better than that Rancid album too. Like, that's a good Rancid album, but it's not fucking Tripod.
Fucking Tripod. So good.
Is it better than Smashing Pumpkin?
I'm going to keep Smashing Pumpkins number one, and that's going to be purely personal nostalgia taste on that. But it is number two.
Ooh, Rance is hanging on by a thread here.
Yeah, it's got a chance to completely disappear.
It does. This is where shit's going to get interesting.
How many mulligans can all of us pull?
For the sake of time, I need to go next, because we've got only a couple minutes left for me.
What you got for us, Joe?
We've got Lagwagon's Hoss.
Fucking violins, dude.
We've got violins. So good. This album is amazing. If you watched our Lagwagon Red Rank forever ago, you would know that I believe this was my number one album for Lagwagon. It was
my number one too.
Mm-hmm. So you sick, sleep, weak. Razor Burn, Shaving Your Head. Just an amazing album.
Move the Car.
What we learned during then is Lagwagon doesn't really have a bad album. All of them are really fucking good. But this was probably my favorite so far that they've done.
This is their chance to make it to the grinder.
It's true. Jason, you have this one also.
Yes, I got it too. It's my final two. Let me scroll on down past all this shit. I fucking love this record. It wasn't going into that video. I didn't think it was my favorite Lagwagon. I thought Feelings was my favorite, but this one fucking it's so good. Violins, it's their best song. Where to rank it though? I don't know. It depends on what you're gonna do, because I think everybody should hear. I think everybody should hear Hoss.
I agree. I think that so much that it's going number two.
Damn.
So you're kicking out Rancid.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing, Jason?
It's definitely better than Jawbreaker. Oh God, I don't fucking like this game anymore. It's definitely.
You know what I'm probably gonna do?
It's not that Rancid though is like a fucking. It's like a punk rock staple. I'm gonna put it number 4. I think Rancid. I don't trust Bill. I'm keeping Rancid in there.
Well, unfortunately, I will have to wait and figure out what y'all's last twos are another time, as I have to run.
All right, your number 1 is now Nobody's Daughter.
Nobody's Daughter. Straight across.
Mine are all picked. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nope.
I feel that.
Just push Jawbreaker out.
Always, Joe.
Absolutely, it was fun. I hate to leave y'all, but we've got to mosey on. Everyone, stay safe. Make good decisions.
So much shit about you after you leave.
If you don't, I'll be disappointed.
Right.
All right. Good night.
That fucking Joe guy, man. Like, what the hell is he thinking?
What the fuck is that, man? Oh, Jesus. Putting Everclear above No Use. What the fuck?
I mean, Jawbreaker?
Yeah, really? Who the fuck likes Jawbreaker?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I'm going to be calling on Tim here, seeing what Tim thinks.
Okay, what you got?
Do we go with a buy, or do we stick in another metal album?
What's your last one you got?
What
he wants to do is he wants to put Ozzy over Rancid.
Then do it.
Ozzy
deserves to be there. That's a great Ozzy album.
That sounds like an endorsement from Tim. I'm only getting that then.
That's fucked up. You just chose the wrong
side. A lower mid-tier Ozzy album is better than most artists' entire discography.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it. And Perry Mason's a ripper. That is a top song contender for sure.
All right, we're going with the next one, last one. Yes, is Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise.
There you go, Tim. He's on your side now. You defend this motherfucker.
No, I get it. I get it. Tim, I don't know if I can defend this, but
go on.
I appreciate that Bill's on my side.
Here's what I'm gonna say with this album.
He's trying to turn you to Operation Come.
No, I'm not. If you want an album where you are thinking you might want to get interested in 90s rap, I think this is a decent album to start with, just because it has so many influences from a lot of other artists. You're going to find something on it you will like, and it will link you to a different artist.
Well, and possibly, but that for me is usually a sign that this artist isn't up to standard of those artists it reminds me of. And believe me, 1996, I'm going to start introducing some hip-hop into my top 10. I believe I've already had some Public Enemy, but 96 has an absolute, like, number one kind of like, this thing's it.
Yeah.
And 97 and 98 and 99 as well.
I mean, I definitely get
this was a period for me where hip-hop was really starting to saturate.
You don't like the G-Funk movement either, though. Like you're not a fan of like the LA...
I much prefer like the original shit, the 70s Parliament, Funkadelic, OJs, yeah.
But that's not hip hop though.
Right.
But you weren't a fan of like G-Funk.
I mean, some of it's good. I mean, I'm always down for a P-Funk Coke.
I mean, taking out the title track, there's still a lot of really damn good songs on here, at least even in my opinion. And I don't like hip hop. I don't.
Tupac put out a better record than fucking Coolio this year.
And here's the thing, I don't like hip hop. I can listen to this album actually start to finish.
Oh yeah, of course you can. You're a white mom.
One of these descriptions is accurate.
I mean,
I didn't have Everclear, anyways.
Well, you'll get there.
Right?
You'll get there when you get to Nickelback and
Can
Creed.
we forget about the things we said when I was drunk?
That's lit. That's 99, man. That's 99.
Stay tuned for 99. I got a big one. I got my pick for the decade in 99.
Mr. Bungle, California ain't got shit on.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, I still feel this was a solid album. I felt like this was worth mentioning, at least for 95.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I thought, for me, it was above an honorable mention. Like, it was worth shoving in my top 10.
Cool. But where does it land?
When we get to ranking it, they'll probably tell a story here. So,
what's your favorite song on it?
Outside of Gangsta's Paradise is up there. Ghetto Highlights I really like that one. For My Sisters, that's actually a really fucking good one too. And I mean, list another one. Probably...
It's too hot for Coolio.
Too hot.
Let's say, the other cop-out's probably Cruising as a cop-out, but
Stay white, Bill. Stay white.
Man, we need to do some Ohio players, some Earth, Wind, and Fire, some Gap Band.
We gotta fucking get Bill on some hip hop.
Yeah.
So anyways, this album's going in.
Let's do some Outkast. Yeah.
Oh, above Shaggy?
It's above Shaggy.
I'll agree to that.
But it's not above No Doubt.
Damn.
I'll agree to that. All right, what's Tim got for his final?
Well, I mentioned it earlier. So Out Comes the Wolves was like a pretty big album for 95. Obviously, Rancid struck a chord with 3 out of the 4 panelists on this show tonight. And the opening act on that tour to support that album was a little band from Southern California, I believe San Diego, called Rocket from the Crypt. Of course, the album title, Scream Dracula Scream, is a reference to the 70s blaxploitation classic Scream Blackula Scream, starring Pam Grier. Such a good movie.
Yeah.
So On a Rope was the big hit, and they're kind of like a cross between Social Distortion and ska. But the production on here is really good. Every song's really good. There's a real good energy here that is just like, every time I put this album on, I'm just like, man, this thing rips. 10th place is always tough on these lists because you're always like, what album do I want to shout out? There's so many honorable mentions.
Yeah. There's a few shout outs on mine. Yep.
Yeah. And nobody else is going to pick Scream Dracula Scream, but this album deserves your attention. This is prime 95 done really well.
That's interesting because we all kind of do that and we never talked about it. We all have that one or two records where it's like, I'm like, because like nobody's gonna fucking talk about Poe, but people need to talk about Poe, or nobody's gonna talk about Shaggy. Well, I mean Shaggy.
Grip Inc.
Or Grimpy Inc. Yeah. So that's your number 10.
Sure. Yeah, number 9 even works. 9 works. Yeah.
Apparently, Joe thought no one was going to talk about the Foo Fighters.
Well, that was his, yeah. And Blink, I mean, it's Blink. You know, you don't need to talk about Blink. We'll talk about.
Look at that grinder, though. 2 buys.
2 buys. So we got Wesley Willis
and Green Day.
Oh wait,
there's almost.
I gotta do all 3 of them.
Almost a super buy.
Oh, can I do this? That would be cool. Let's see.
Assuming you have it set up as a true grid.
Yeah, we'll see. Boom.
Bam. Look at that.
All
Look
right.
at that.
And then
Look at that Super Unknown with a bye. I love to see that.
Wesley
In utero,
Willis.
Little Earthquakes. A lot of good contenders this decade.
Garth Brooks.
There's my cricket meme right there.
Look at Wesley Willis just joining the group.
All right.
Like a champ.
Wesley, yeah, Wesley's coming in. Who else got a buy? Green Day
Day
got a buy?
Green Day got a bye
Was the only 2 buys.
with Insomniac.
You fucking right. I can't believe Bill didn't even fucking... I'm about to bring in a special guest for Green Day.
Probably.
Yeah. Thought you was a true Green Day fan, but I guess you're not. Dookie didn't get a buy. Look at that shit.
Yeah.
That's how we do it here at ODD. We don't have the... It didn't make it in, but
We're
not
bringing
from
you
Bill.
the goods.
Yeah,
Not from
instead I
Bill.
put in Smash.
Yeah, he put in Smash.
Oh, well.
Weezer's in there. Yeah, I know. You ain't worried about that shit. You worried about Blackhawks. You want to see Blackhawks climb that bracket in the grinder. We'll see what
I'll probably
happens.
be out by the second round.
A little Meatloaf up in there.
You know what else
Meatloaf,
didn't
oh,
get
yeah.
a grinder?
Think
Foo Fighters.
White
Foo
Trash.
Foo Fighters
Not at all.
even make it.
White Trash, Two Heaves, and a Bean didn't get a fucking buy either.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, it did not.
Coulda.
Neither
Should've.
did Check Your Head either.
I mean, man, that's going to win so many votes.
Yeah, Checkhead's gonna win some votes.
That's
So what you want? What you want? Yep.
That's a solid pick,
That's
and
a
I stand
solid
by
pick.
it.
I mean, right here, I could see, I could vote. I could vote. I could vote. I could vote. I could vote.
You
I
could
could
vote for that Caius. You could vote for that Caius.
No, I can't because
I don't
I've never
think
heard
he's
it.
heard it yet.
Yeah, I've never heard it, so I wouldn't.
If it's anything close to Queens, I can vote it.
Well, it's sludgy. I don't, you know how I feel about that
Is
shit.
it though?
Sludge can be.
Is it though?
Well, I don't know.
Sludge
I
can be
haven't heard it.
good.
No. Let's just go here. Let's just go down here real quick. I know we still recording. That could get a vote. That could
He's
get a
like,
vote. That could get a vote.
Skid Row. Okay.
That could get a vote. That could get a symphony vote. Sympathy vote. That could get a vote. Let's just go ahead and skip past that shit. That could get a vote. 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 It's not looking good for old Bill.
I think it's looking pretty great for Bill.
I mean, Bill's got a few I could vote for sure.
Yeah, he's got a few I could vote for, but
We'll see what goes up against what.
yeah, I mean this is like all encompassing. It's gonna be fucking crazy because these bitches are gonna be like. It's gonna be like fucking Garth
we're
Brooks.
halfway there.
Nevermind.
We're
Which
finally
one?
halfway there.
We're over halfway.
Well,
Yeah.
this was halfway, yeah. So
No,
yeah,
not- no,
technically
no.
we are.
No,
Well,
94
yeah,
would have
90,
been, right?
90. Yeah,
Because we're
90
going to
was
99.
Right. So that's 5. And then 95 to 99 is 4. So yeah, I guess 94 was the middle. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. It's going to get good, and it's just going to get fucking crazier. 96 is going to be rough.
96 is going to be rough. I'll start
don't
working
know.
on my list, though. I'll start looking at stuff.
Yep, I'll try to get Jason my list sooner.
Yeah, your list is the one that takes the longest.
Because he
Only for
wasn't
this year.
alive.
Only for this year. Every other year, I was one of the first ones getting you my list.
And it's pretty quick, too, because I think we only have 3 or 4 weeks before we record the next one, so
Yeah.
we're getting more efficient for a bunch of drunks.
Yep.
Well, stick around, like and subscribe. Let us know your favorite albums.
What are you looking forward to in the grinder?
Join us on Facebook and Discord. You know,
and
we'll ask,
OnlyFans.
and OnlyFans. Joe does have an OnlyFans, so if you like feet, check out Joe's OnlyFans. Peace. Next week, what we got going on next week? Fucking Creed, don't we?
Right?
Oh, it's
yeah,
Creed?
It's fucking Creed, yeah. Come get higher with us while we're getting back to some Billcore next week. We'll have a special guest, Mike. That'll be fun. He looks like a character. I'm excited. So stick around for that. Join our Patreon. We haven't plugged the Patreon. If you want to choose an artist for
subscribe,
us.
Share with your friends. You can share with our friends too, but share with your friends especially.
Share with your friends, your moms, your papas, your daddies, your grandmas, all them motherfuckers.
Oh, definitely your grandmas.
Yeah, we all about them grandmas here. We love some grandmas at ODD. We're behind the times. I'm starting to see a lot of 2000s nostalgia now, which is stupid, but whatever. We'll get to the 2000s.
Almost like it keeps happening, and people are surprised by it every time.
Yeah. Well, this is the first time it's exceeded my generation. So,
sure.
It hurts.
Sure.
It sucks getting old. All right. Be safe. Make good decisions. Lord of mercy.
Joe's got an OnlyFans.
And he likes feet.
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again.